Today we are going to study a case study which is on Google. Case study is taken from the marketing management book of Philip Kotler, and we'll start. Let's get started. In 1998, two Stanford University PhD just I'm telling you that uh, in this video we are just going to read out the case study. Not I'm going to explain anything because Google, everybody knows about the Google, and this case study is very simple compared to other case studies. Nothing complicated, nothing nothing of a sort which is not understood by just reading and listening. So we'll just read out and listen to this case study. No need of giving any explanation. So let's get started. In 1998, two Stanford University PhD students, Larry Page and Sergey Brin, founded a search engine company and named it Google. The name plays on the number Google, Google, one followed by 100 zeros. So, and refers to the massive quantity of data available online that the company helps users find. So first of all, they given a number Google. That means Googol. That means one followed by 100 zeros. So so that was the logic behind giving names. And the second is they want all the data to be made available to the user. Whatever data is there in the word, that has to be made available to the user. Okay. So that was the philosophy, that was the mission, objective behind that. Google's corporate mission is to organize world's information and to make it universally accessible and useful. To organize the world's information and make it universally accessible and useful. As such, the company focuses first and foremost on creating the perfect search engine. So they were behind the creating perfect search engine for the information which they required. Everybody is required. Google search work Google search works because it uses the millions of links on other websites to help determine which site offer the most valuable content. Google search works because it uses the millions of links on the other websites to help determine which sites offer the most valuable content. So through, if you are searching through Google, you get most valuable content. The company has become the worldwide market leader for the search engines through its strategic business focus and constant product innovation. So they are focused company and they are innovative company. Google creates and distributes its products for free, which in turn has attracted a host of online advertisers seeking targeted advertising space. So most of the Google's products are free. So lot of people are available on the Google's products. So advertisers or the companies want to give their advertisement on these equipments or through these softwares. About 96% of its revenues come from online advertising, which means that creating new advertising space is critical to the company's growth. 96% of its revenue come from the online advertising, okay, which means that creating new advertising space is critical to the company's growth. So they have to create advertising space, otherwise their revenue will decrease. Google sells advertising space on its search pages through a program called AdWords. Google sells advertising space on its search pages through a program called AdWords, which is linked to specific keywords. So they are selling their space on their softwares, and that program is called AdWords. Through AdWords, they are selling their space for the advertising, and they are using a lot of digital marketing technologies to remain the leader in advertising selling. Hundred of thousands of companies use AdWords by buying search ad little text based boxes shown alongside relevant search results that advertisers pay for only when users click them. So there are lot of squares, fields, and opportunities to showcase the ad, and you will be company will pay only when a customer will click on that advertisement. Google also runs an advertising program called AdSense, which allows any website to display targeted Google ads relevant to the content of its site. So AdSense is a mechanism by which, if on your web page if you attract lot of advertisement, then Google will pay you for that advertisement. Google will give that advertisement on their own as per their choice. You have, if you're writing a blog, and if your blog is more popular and you decided to allow give advertisement for Google, then Google will pay you for that. It's called AdSense. Website publishers earn money every time their visitors click on these ads. Website publishers earn money every time their visitors click on these ads. So suppose I prepare a website, and I ask Google to give advertisement on that, and whenever visitors visit that website, Google will pay me or pay that website designer or the owner of that website. In addition to offering prime online real estate for advertisers, Google adds value by providing tools so businesses can better target their ads and understand and effective of their marketing. So Google is helping content creators, website owners, website creators, bloggers to help how they can generate advertisements. So Google want uh, newspaper, then TV advertisement, radio advertisement, then posters to be redundant, and uh, all these companies should give advertisement on Google. Google Analytics, for example, is free to Google's advertisers and providers a custom report detailing how internet users found the site, that ads they saw and or clicked on, how they behaved on the site, and how much traffic was generated. So Google Analytics help to tell Google website owners that what is the nature of the visitors, when they visited, how they visited, how much time they visited, where they visited, for what purpose they visited. In Google Analytics, each and every detail is available. Their age, gender, lot of things are available. With its ability to deploy data that enable up to the minute improvements in a web, with its ability to deploy data that enable up to the minute improvement in a web marketing program, Google supports a style of marketing in which the advertising resources and budget can be constantly monitored and optimized. So in your this Google Analytics, you can manage your budget, resources, and lot of things. So Google is helping people to uh, generate lot of content so that advertisers get attracted to them, and they are also preparing softwares and tools which will be helping these bloggers and these website designers, website owners. Google, Google calls this approach marketing asset management. So all this process is called marketing asset management, implying that advertising should be managed like assets in a portfolio depending on the market condition. So everything is for the making advertising. So advertising is revenue generation for the Google. Rather than following a marketing plan developed months in advance, companies use a real-time data collected on their campaigns to optimize the campaign's effectiveness and be more responsive to the market. So Google is not thinking about preparing long term plan. They are just checking analytics, and they are making marketing campaign, and they check the effectiveness of the marketing campaign, and immediately on the spot, spontaneously they check the analytics, their performance, and they make the changes in their marketing campaign. Since its launch, Google has expanded far beyond its search capabilities with the numerous other products, applications, and tools that benefit both consumers and businesses. So now it is not just a search engine. It has got lot of products, lot of applications, lot of tools, and that is helping consumers and business to expand their business, so that they generate a lot of advertising opportunities or space, advertising space. The goal behind each product was to help users find information they need and to help them get things done better, faster, and easier than before. So their mission is, uh, information should be easily available to perform the task. Today, Google's wide range of products and services fall into the following categories: web, web search, iGoogle, Google Chrome; mobile, in mobile category they have, in web category they have web search, iGoogle, Google Chrome. In mobile category or mobile segment, we have mobile, then mobile itself as a handset, then search for a mobile, then maps for mobile. Then in media segment we have Picasa, Google Play, youtube.com, which Google acquired in 2006 for 1.65 billion. In geo category we have Earth, Maps. In home and office category we have Docs, Gmail, Calendar. In social category we have Google Plus, Blogger. In specialized search category we have patents, finance, scholarly papers, and innovation. As a word becomes more mobile, Google is betting big in the mobile category. So they are also focusing on mobile category and telecom category. In 2008, Google launched Android, a mobile operating system that went head to head with Apple's iPhone. So Google acquired Android. It's the biggest achievement and asset for Google. Now they can compete with Apple's iPhone. Biggest differentiation between the two was the Android was free, open source, and backed by the multi-million-dollar investment. So Android is free, open, and it is user friendly, and everybody is making working for Android to make it more better. That means Google wanted these partners to help build and design Android over the years. So partners and people are helping improving Android. The investment paid off, and by 2010, Android became the number one mobile operating system in the world. As you know, today also Android is number one application in handset and in telecom. Google expanded its mobile technology. It quickly became the leader in mobile advertising with 75% market share for search ads and approximately 50% market share for all mobile ad. So 75% market share they have for mobile advertisement, and 50% market share they have for mobile ads. 75% in mobile advertising and in 50% in mobile ads. In 2012, Google entered the mobile device category when it purchased Motorola and launched the Nexus 7, a sleek tablet that competed directly with iPad and Kindle. So now Google purchased, acquired Motorola, then they acquired Microsoft, they acquired, sorry, Nokia and Pixus and Nexus 7, and they are competing with iPad and Kindle. Google looks towards the future. The company wants to offer the ultimate mobile solution. So company in future want to provide mobile solutions. Google mobile devices along with the mobile services, so users can use Google all the time. So Google knows that the future is of mobile. So mobile related softwares application they want to sell. Google's ultimate goal is to reach as many as people as possible on the web, whether whether by PC or by mobile. So they want to reach to the customers either by mobile or by PC. The more users on the web, the more advertising Google can sell. The people, if they come on website, on internet, the lot of revenue can be generated for the Google through advertising and all those softwares, tools used by the Google, created by the Google. Google's new products not only accomplish this goal but also make the web a more personalized experience. So they are just continuously working on these tools, how we can engage customers, how we can solve customers, how we can provide information, and on technology based products. Google has enjoyed great success as a company and a brand, and in its short lifetime. So Google is very popular and very uh, familiar brand. From the beginning, it has strived to be one of the good guys in the corporate world, supporting a touchy-feely work environment and strong ethics and famous founding credo, don't be evil. So Google, we know, is the best working, they know for the best working environment, they know for the best place to work, and they follow ethics like anything. Like we have Tatas, and their tagline is don't be evil, be good for others. Google currently holds 67% market share of the core searches in the United States. So 67% market share in America for searching, significantly greater than Microsoft's 17% and Yahoo's 15% market share. Globally, Google holds a more dominant lead with 85% market share over the Yahoo's 8% markets and Microsoft 3%. So globally also Google is dominated or dominant. Google's revenue topped 59 billion in 2013, and the company was ranked the second most powerful brand in the world with a brand value of 107 billion. So actual value is 59 billion, but the brand value is 107, almost double. In addition, Google's 400 billion market capitalization in 2014 edged out companies like Walmart, Microsoft to become the second most valuable company in the world. So Google has become a second most valuable company in the world, surpassing Walmart and Microsoft. Microsoft is considered to be very big company, but Google also surpassed it. Walmart, where is into retail and everything is sold through Walmart retail outlet, but then also Google surpassed that company also. Questions: with the portfolio as diverse as Google's, what are the company's core brand values? Okay, what are the company's core brand values? Being a very big company in the international company, what's next for the Google in the company, right, to put so much focus on mobile? What is next for the Google? Is the company right to put so much focus on mobile? So in the first question, they have asked what is the brand values of the Google, and in second question, they have asked that is it good for the Google to focus on mobile? Is it justifiable for the company like Google to be more focused on mobile? So is there any threat or any risk? So this is all regarding Google's case study. Thank you so much for watching this video. Kindly subscribe to my channel.